See how many people show up. Hello, hello. Anybody out there? Anybody home? 0 people. I'm a big star tonight. Just kidding. Nobody was expecting me to come on. Somebody will show up. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and just run it. People will catch this later. I am at, as you can see, the Tottens. That's who I'm here visiting tonight. Here, let me let Drazo on.
What's up, bro?
What's up?
Not much. I see you with our favorite Tottens.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite
What's up,
spirit
hey,
family
bro.
besides Steve-O, though. Like, that's my number one spirit bud, Steve-O. And but I do have a new friend that seems to be around a lot, and that's Samuel Totten. And it's weird because he's the only Totten that keeps following me around, I think.
Right.
So we got Mustard Squirrel. What's going on? Justin, hey, what's going on, brother? How you been? Snurk, thank you guys dropping by. I nobody was expecting me to go live. I'm here. Check this out, y'all. Like, the sun's starting to go down. It was really, as soon as I got here a little bit ago, the sun was casting really long shadows. I did a FaceTime with Drazo, and he was able to see that the shadows, this freaking grass, man, is making this freaking selfie stick. It's like a very flimsy tripod, and it wants to lean in the grass and pain in the butt. So I wanted to add a little more validity to things, guys, because, oh, there it goes, timber. Let's get this thing balanced here, you piece of shit. Come on. All right, I think we're good. So other people do this. They have simple tools like this. I'll show you. Simple flashlight. You twist the end. That's how you turn it on and off. So what you do is you set it to where it's just barely turned off, and they can actually turn that on and off and manipulate it. So I'm gonna leave it here.
You go tell me if it turned on.
Sometimes it takes them a good couple of sessions before they learn how to do that. It takes them a while. You also have to understand that where I'm at, these people passed in the 1800s, so they didn't have flashlights. These would be
that's a very old cemetery.
Yeah, these would be like torches. So,
and I'm blown away by the dolls. That the dolls after it did. Yeah, go watch it.
The dolls still being here. They're still here.
Still being there after a month later. What's up, Tracy?
The caretaker seems to respect what's going on.
And that's amazing, because I have to tell you and I guess it has to do because it's a veterans cemetery. So the cemetery where my godfather is buried, every time we leave, crosses or little trinkets and stuff like that, they take them.
They don't last long, right?
They don't last long. And it's the caretakers that take them. It's not people that come into the cemetery,
right,
and take them. It's the caretakers, because they have to keep a certain cleanliness or facade of the cemetery.
Yeah, they can't have a bunch of debris and shit, laying around. I get it. And they don't, and then once the flowers, they normally at most cemeteries, once the flowers start to wilt and look old, they remove them, which I can understand that. But
right,
get plastic ones, plastic ones in the vase. But no, this one, they got the little flags. See, look, you can see flags. There's a lot of veterans here. But these veterans are like Civil War, and the Revolutionary War. This was, they died before the World Wars. So let's take a walk. Let's walk on down to where the
guys, and take note of this cemetery. It's a pioneer cemetery, late 1700s into the 1800s, and it's a
Hey, Jules.
beautiful, well kept cemetery. You know, Johnny was taking me around earlier. He had called me on FaceTime, and I got to experience how beautiful this cemetery is after so many years of it being there, and how well it's kept up.
Here's the one that you guys see me stand next to. Okay, this is Major Benjamin Stites. This is his picture right down there at the bottom. And right here is, if you can see that there, that's Russell Stites, the caretaker of the Pioneer Cemetery, the early 1900s to 1956. And he's standing beside the headstone. Now, the headstone's on a different base now, but it's the same headstone. It's really, really neat place. Here's another one that I showed Drazo a little while ago, which is really cool.
Hey,
You
Jules.
have some of the actual pioneers from Cincinnati. And this is what the headstones look like. See them? They're so decrepit and falling apart. There's nothing on them. It just looks like a stone pulled out of the creek. But these
That
are the
they
Hildish
used
family.
a plaque. They
Yeah.
used a plaque to update the stone to show who's
Yep.
there, and essentially, you know, when they were born and passed. And I think one of them had said that
Died about 1800. They
about
don't
1800.
yeah. They don't have exact record keeping back then. I've actually found discrepancies between the cemetery here and the Totten lineage. I've found discrepancies, and it's got me wondering some things. I gotta set this shit down. It's heavy. Okay, hang on. Let me get situated.
Don't mind me. I'm updating my PlayStation. I haven't turned this thing on in ages, and
Shut up, thing. Turn this off. I am gonna run a spirit box session here in a few. I just wanted to get situated, get over to this side of the cemetery. So I wanted to bring some stuff up, guys. Okay, what's I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to bring this up because there's some lies being put out there. Doesn't matter who. Well, let me explain something to you guys. Before I go out, before I even get out of my car, first of all, I have my St. Michael pendant that I always wear. And I have my red in my pocket, red cloth in my left pocket at all times. In fact, I double up on that. I have another St. Michael ring in the bag. I smudge in the car before I get out. I say the St. Michael prayer. I say the Lord's Prayer, and I do a smudging prayer of protection. I do the same thing when I leave. I debrief my weekly investigations with Lynn and sometimes Christina, who are very gifted psychics. So believe me, if I had any demons attaching to me, they would be the first to know it, guys. Let me tell you. And they would tell me. Okay. So, secondly, anybody out there that's trying to sell readings with a bullshit app on a phone, shame on you. Because let me explain something to you. A lot of the apps, not to say that some of those apps don't work, because some of them do, but they don't come through as well as some of the spirit boxes built for this stuff. But a lot of those apps are built specifically to, it's a program, guys. It's a program written to spit out random words and phrases. It's fake, in other words. It's not real. Now, the first thing you have to understand is, what is a spirit box? What is a spirit box? How does it work? What does it do? Okay? That's the first thing you have to understand, is the simple basics. What is he holding there? All he's holding is a freaking handheld radio. Now, I've heard people say, oh, well, that picks up that picks up cell phones and this and that. So you mean to tell me that if you can be out in the woods somewhere with a little handheld radio and some asshole on a cell phone in the next street over is going to be able to trick you and play with you with the voices coming through the radio? Bullshit. If that's and they're come on. And that's going to happen everywhere I go. I think everybody knows better than that. Secondly, yes, does radio waves do come through on a radio that picks up radio waves. That's that's how they fucking work. But
And
go ahead.
and there's my radio. All it
So
is a
go
bunch
ahead,
of white
explain it.
noise until somebody starts talking. Can the CB radio pick up spiritual energy? Absolutely, it can.
Now here's the difference. With that radio, you're waiting for a human being with vocal cords to literally click the button and speak
Exactly.
into it, right? And send out his voice as a radio wave. Okay? Spirits don't have vocal cords. So what they're doing is they're bending radio waves and frequencies. They're bending those and manipulating those into words. They don't have vocal cords. That's how it's done. So when that a lot of times, here's an example. You guys are going to know what I'm talking about. There's been times you're listening to me run the spirit box, and then all of a sudden it gets to a point where it gets really quiet for a second, and then a really clear voice comes through because that was a strong frequency that it was sweeping through, and it was coming up on a very strong frequency, and it's easier for them to bend and manipulate those frequencies. Thus, a more clear and loud, intelligible voice comes through. That is how it works. Now, when you have an app that's running through a cell phone, it's not scanning through white noise on a radio like a spirit box, which is how it works. When you have an app spitting out random crap, it ruins it. It's just fake, guys. It's for entertainment. Okay, not to say that it's not entertaining and it's not okay to have fun with it and whatnot. And some of the spirits can really manipulate almost anything. Like they can figure out a way to do it. But some of those apps are written specifically to spit out random shit. They're programs written to do that. I just want y'all to know that. It's like taking a okay. Now here's the thing. Do a lot of people that I know that have passed come through? No. Have some family come through? Yes. Do they come through a lot? No, they don't. My Nana came through again in my living room. Again, she did. She's come through there, and then she came through the night investigation, the one that I posted last. I don't expect I'm going to keep hearing from her. She knows I got the message. She knows that I'm in touch with that side of the family. That was the mission, guys. To mend, or not really to mend anything, but to put people back in touch. That took place. She knows that. My brother that's passed, he's come through like 2 or 3 times. The whole time I've been doing this, you'd think that he'd be right there banging that spirit box left and right. Nope. It's not how it works, guys. So for some people to just, would it be nice if I could turn this on and say, hey, Bofa, or hey, such and such, people that we know, and boom, they come through right then and there. Would that be nice? Yes. Does it happen a lot? Not a lot, guys. It just doesn't. What I've caught on my spirit box has been because they've come through. I don't ask. What do I say, guys? Anybody here? Please say your name. You got a story, or you have a message you want to pass along? Hey, Lisa Ann. Hey, Rabbit Razorhead. What's up, brother? Kathy, Snurt, Bears and Cigars. What's going on, Tracy? What do I say? Say your name. Tell me who you are. Give me some names, guys. One at a time. Say your names. And they do. Now, think about, here's some more holes being punched in their bullshit attempts to throw shade at what I do. And that's okay. I invite the skeptics because, like I know that some of these skeptics, that the amount of attention. See, look, if I'm not doing anything and I'm just so full of shit, then why people keep still talking? Why are they talking about it? Why are you bringing me up? Why are you still bringing me up? You know, like it's certain people. A lot of these people could have been a part of this. I would have been happy to share this with them. You know, this is a blessing, guys. This is a blessing to be able to speak to people that have passed. You know how many people accomplish that? Think about it. How many people have lost someone and they just sit there and for years and years and years in sorrow and grief, wishing that they had the one answer that seems to come through on a regular basis. What is that answer? Safe. We're safe. I'm safe. That's it. And 99% of the time, that's all the family wants to hear is that their person is safe. Um, how many
Sorry, I had to
people have
step away.
managed to get over that hurdle? You know, like the spirit boxes are a really cool thing, guys. Like but for people to take advantage of that and then prey upon people's grief and try to like use that to sell. Let me tell you something right now, guys. You can't do readings from a spirit box. Sorry to tell you. You know who does readings? Psychic mediums do readings. Spirit boxes don't do readings, guys. Spirit boxes are radios. A spirit box is a radio. Radios don't give readings. Think
Yeah, like
about it.
what Bears and Cigars. He says they want you miserable like them, bro. You're doing real content, and
Oh,
they have
thanks,
none,
brother.
just misery and fighting. Keep up with the great work.
Yeah, look, I could have 140 people in here. I'm happy with the 14 good people that I have. I could have 140 people in here. I could probably have 250 people in here if I was on here going ham like I have in the past. Ain't gonna do it.
Right.
I'm trying to share this with some of the people you would have thought, especially like some of the ones that have been like reviewing my videos to talk shit about them. And I know damn well, like the one guy, the Stolen Valor guy, I know how much he digs the paranormal. And I know that no matter what he says about what I'm doing, he is super duper impressed and wishes he could be a part of this. I know that, guys. I don't care what he says and how much shit he throws at me, guys. He would kill to be right here, right now, being a part of this. I know
Yep.
that. I sat there with him at the Crescent, guys. This is what I wanted. This is the whole mission, to help people with this, to bring this to people that are grieving, that don't realize that their people are this far, man, this far away, an arm's length away. They're that close the whole time. You just don't even know it. You don't even know it. And to try to shit on that
Tina.
gift somebody's trying to give to somebody. Hey Tina, what are you cooking? See, I gotta fend for myself, guys. My wife
She
is at
dipped
a
out on
concert
him.
with one of her girlfriends. So I
She-
can cook. Don't worry about me. I was a cook for years, a line cook. I can cook, guys. Don't forget. I can cook some of the soul food that my wife and her family cooks. But I grew up in a Sicilian household. I can cook. Believe me. You know, I bet you Drazo can cook. Code, he can cook. Uh, Good men can cook. So,
Listen,
but
I could
anyways,
cook, but now I have a chef in the house.
there you go.
So the chef takes care of everything. Does she let me cook? So sometimes, yeah, she does. Do I enjoy cooking? Absolutely.
We cook together. We get the Hello Freshes and we cook them together, and
See, I
then
don't
we
like
can.
the Hello Fresh, Johnny. I'm gonna be
You don't
honest with you. No,
really.
you read the ingredients. There's so much salt and sodium in.
We swap it out. They
You
give you the
swap
they
it out.
give
Oh,
you
you
the
do?
seasonings.
Okay.
Yeah, we use the She uses the salt substitute for me because of my blood pressure. But now I've lost 20 pounds. I literally have
Okay.
made it 20 on the nose, and I'm holding it off. So like,
Because
and
they have some real great recipes.
killer
They
stuff,
do.
man. Killer stuff. We enjoy it, but that's what I do now. I'm
Yeah.
back in the gem trade pretty heavy again, and I do this. I talk to spirits, and I like to eat good food and enjoy myself, guys. No more drama for old Mac. I'm done. Like I really encourage other people to do the same. You know how much. Here's what I'm saying. How much are these people making off of the bullshit. A big fucking goose egg. That's how much. I know because, yeah, okay. Yeah, was I making a couple of donations here and there, 20 bucks here, 30 bucks there? I don't count that as money, guys. Come on. Those ain't paying no bills. Okay. Were they appreciated? Of course. I appreciate anything anybody gives me. Always. Like I wouldn't sneeze at anything. Like, a gift is a gift. That's the thought that counts, even if it's 2 cents. But, I wasn't on here to get paid. So think about all the grief everybody puts up with for what? For what? I mean, it's not bettering anybody's life, especially their own or their families.
No.
It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And I would have thought that what's the most important thing next to family is like, figuring out the secrets of life. What's beyond? Where do we go from here? Also,
do we exist after this body?
Yeah. Do we go on? Does our consciousness go on? So here's an interesting thing. Let me talk about this for a minute.
Blizzard.
Oh, nice. I got my coffee as always. So if you guys are in the paranormal community, I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but here recently, Jason Hawes, one of the co-founders of TAPS, Ghost Hunters, he has a couple of kids. Satori's the one that was involved in this. Shit, what the hell's the rest of them? He's got a couple of kids that are involved in the paranormal as well. So they were doing something at the Conjuring House. And long story short, something was destroyed or damaged, and they were trying to blame it on the Hawes family and Satori, and then they were accusing Jason of this and that or something, and they had the video footage to prove that they had nothing to do with what went on or something. I don't know. It was a big fiasco, but basically what was happening was the woman who now owns the Conjuring House is like this major negator, like totally nasty and vicious, and people are blaming the house on her negative behavior. And here I'm going to go out on a limb. Don't hate me, guys, for the people that are like ones that are like that believe in there's a lot of demons out there and stuff like that. I actually tend to differ a little bit. Are there negative entities? Absolutely. They're blaming this woman's behavior on the house and like a demonic possession. She just needs to take accountability. People are just assholes, like she's just a nasty person. And the more that, and it's one of those situations where now she's using that as an excuse. And it's like, she really seems to have some type of like illness, some mental illness. And they're feeding that by giving her the excuse of, oh, it's the house and this and that. And they're feeding into it. So he said, quote, okay, I can't quote him word for word, but basically in a nutshell, Jason Hawes said that I've been doing this, guys, 30 years. And TAPS has even investigated for the church. Okay. So the Vatican has reached out to them to actually check out some cases. And he said, quote, 99.9% of those cases are debunked very quickly. It's nothing. Like he's like, so to blame it on demonic possessions, it's nonsense. Take some accountability, so, and think about this, guys. Here's another one. Think about this. This is just common sense. We watch Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans, right? And I know he gets semi-possessed at almost every investigation. Here, that noise, we're across from Lunken Airport. That's what you're hearing, is a small plane. Shit, I just lost my train of thought. He gets semi-possessed on every freaking investigation, and that's for ratings, guys. He's been on like 28 seasons. You got to start pulling, some new tricks out of your ass eventually, or else you're gonna be canceled, right? But watching Ghost Hunters, watching all the other shows, how many of those people end up possessed? How many of those people that investigate the most haunted places end up possessed? Now, Nick Groff had hitchhikers follow him home, make noise in his house, cause a little bit of an issue. Aaron Goodwin had hitchhikers follow him home, cause a little bit of issues in his marriage. I don't think back when he was having those problems, Aaron, I don't think he realized exactly at the time that it was the energy and the entities kind of affecting his moods and causing a little bit of problems in his marriage. See, now I know that the negative hitchhikers, they want to try to do that. And it's, here's how I see that. I've explained this before on my other channel, guys, and this is all comes down to human behavior. Now we are talking about zero get possessed, exactly. It comes down to human behavior, guys. Like when you're driving in traffic,
Mm-hmm.
you see people get triggered. Their fight or flight response gets triggered, false, and because that somebody flies by them, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, these cars are racing in traffic. That is a false triggering of the fight flight response. When you know that these people are affecting your emotions, because you can clearly, I could tell that they weren't mine. I could, there was no reason for me to be feeling blue. Um, I know. So when you do that, you don't, you can counteract it. It doesn't have the effect anymore. Say, okay, I know what's happening. And it ceases to have its effect on it anymore. So,
Johnny, you're a little slut.
oh, I know. I'm a little slut. I know. I was a little slut back in the day.
Weren't we all?
Sorry, Buffalo Billy. I'm not going to show you my pee-pee. Keep it moving. I know you want to bring the lotion, and you want me to put the lotion in the basket, but it's not that type of party over here. So,
Rabbit took care of it already. All right.
yeah, that's NB. That's Lauren Rothang.
Oh, the one I moved closer to.
Yeah, that's who that is.
God, help me.
Yeah, see, there you go. Like it's human behavior. So just like you're gonna have jerks in life, point proven. You're gonna have those type of people in the spirit realm, guys. Your personality goes with you. Hey, Code, what's up, brother?
Oh,
Rusty, yeah, get them knees up, man. He's got that freaking knees huge, man. You got to get that swelling
I
down.
don't know
Prop
what the
that
hell
thing
you
up.
did, but I hope you're doing okay, man. I don't know how you got your knee like that.
Yeah, he needs to have an overhaul done. I had a buddy that he refused to, like, he was always jogging and doing sports and shit, and then at the end of the night, his knees were 3 times the size, just like that. Now demons are a different story, but spirits of the dead don't possess people. People get obsessed with the personal experience and overindulge. Yes, exactly. So because water bottles crinkle in my house, because the TV that's mounted on the wall, if you go over and just push on it a little bit, you can hear it pop and creak and crack. The TV's been,
We were on the phone today, and I heard noises going on in the background.
Yes, today a cabinet opened or closed in my kitchen, and it was loud enough to where he could hear it.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I walked in there, and then something else happened. Like right while like 2 things happened back to back, right there. Like while I was on the phone with them, and that shit happens all the time. But Mrs. Mack would not be happy with that. What's that? Showing my pee-pee to Buffalo Billy. I know. She doesn't really care for Lauren too much, man, because Lauren put some really nasty things up about my children. I don't understand that, man. Like, these people have children, and
This is not tired ice cream, bro. This is a blizzard.
We passed this little ice cream stand on the way to this place. Of course, I didn't stop tonight because we were going to stop the other night, but there was a big line. It was getting ready to close. We were going to do it the next time, but the next time I was alone, so I didn't want to stop without her. I would feel guilty if I did that. Plus, I only like I I don't eat sweets that much anymore, guys. Unfortunately, I love them, but I can't. I'm really trying to. You know what my goal is, guys? Abs. That's the goal. That's the goal. Abs. I'm. I went from.
I have a keg.
I'm gonna get there within the next month and a half. And give me to the end of the summer. I'll take my shirt off on camera, and I'll have abs. Like I do not have a pudgy gut no more. Like I lost it. I went from literally I was 212. The picture that Chicago Maggot likes to put up there all the time was when I was very sick, and before it was like right after I just got treated, and I still had I didn't have hepatitis C anymore, but I was still, my system had been ravaged, so I was in real bad shape. So I weighed 212 pounds, and now I'm 5'6" and some change, guys. I'm not very tall, so that much weight on a short guy, but I got shoulders on me, so I didn't look like a sloppy butterball, and I wasn't. I've always had stout shoulders, but I went from 212 to 170 and been sitting about 170 for the majority of my YouTube existence. I'm at 150 now.
You're like a
150.
little skinny mini.
And the and if you looked at, if you could see, you could actually tell in the last video when I'm wearing this shirt too. In fact, like you can tell that the dumbbells are paying off, because my little curl dumbbells, I can do like 5 times the amount of curls now. Like I actually need to get heavier ones because they're becoming like ineffective. So like the calisthenics, I'm doing way more, and the weights way less. So that's the goal, you know. So, you know who got me really motivated? Code, man. Code got me really like amped up to do this. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, and I did it. And I kind of cheated though, guys. I kind of cheated. I did fasting because I was gonna do carb cycling. I did fasting. And what I'm waiting on, guys, I'm waiting on the sun to go down a little bit. And then we're going to bust out the spirit box and run amok. We're
You know
not going
what?
to run amok,
I
guys.
want
I'm just kidding, y'all.
I
So,
want I want to touch on something though.
go ahead.
You know, it sucks that we're all on here. We've all made friends with each other, other content creators, whatever. We've had falling outs, things like that. But then we have ones that they pass on. And then you have the true people who come out and actually are very heartfelt to people who've passed. You know, and they give their thoughts, their prayers to the families, whatever. What's wrong is that when people come out and they try to make a buck of someone's passing.
Not cool.
That to me shows that you have no class. You have no sympathy, no empathy, nothing.
You don't. Okay. What's just. I know what we're talking about, guys, and y'all know what we're talking about too. Let's just say, for instance, just for argument's sake, that there is some type of connection back and forth, which I don't believe that this is all hustle and bullshit. Um, if you have the ability, somebody just passed, you have the ability to literally connect with that person, why would you charge money for readings right now? In the wake of all this grief, losing people, and what's been going on, why would you charge money? Because people are all about the money, guys. Like that's the thing. Like people are gonna throw shade at what I do. They're gonna say that people have said nasty things about the psychics I've had on, who are very gifted people. That's fine. My friends, they welcome the skeptics. So do I. I'm cool
Mm-hmm.
with that. But like there's a right way to do it, guys. There's a classy way, there's a right way to do it, and then there's just dead wrong. Okay? Right, and just like anything in life, right is right, wrong is wrong. Some things you just shouldn't do. And it's just to use something like that for financial gain. And you want to talk about negative entities following me home? You know, like it's really like, why are you worrying about what I'm doing? Like, I don't understand that. Like, if somebody's not willing to come help me and be nice and try to be a helping hand to me, why are you worrying about what I'm doing and the consequences and who I'm interacting with? Why would anybody care? You know, like it doesn't make any sense to me why I'm still being brought up. These are people that I supported and was nice to. And you guys have noticed I haven't said a freaking word about anybody. Anybody. And how many people have yet now look, there's a certain people like the men, they're not men, first of all, the males, but they're not men. I expect nothing less from them. But some of the women, come on, really? You don't even fucking know me. You know, like really they don't. Like a lot of these people don't even know me. Some of the guys know me a little better. But to still be talking about me, like why? I don't get it. You know, like I'm all for still making peace with people because I'm not miserable day to day, guys. I'm happy, very happy. Probably the happiest I've been since YouTube.
Yep.
Maybe even happier, because I'm going to tell you one thing that's really like changed me like for forever has been this Steve-O.
Yeah.
Steve-O's changed me
What's up?
forever. There's no way possible my brain or my soul, my being could go back to doing what I was doing. There's no way, man. I already feel so unbelievable, just so guilty, ashamed, and sickened at my behavior. It almost is like thinking back to when I was like using hardcore drugs and doing the disgusting things I was doing in those days. It reminds me of that type of, it reminds me of dirty, stinky socks, dirty, stinky feet. That's what that behavior reminds me of. Stinky feet.
Yeah.
Something gross and disgusting that nobody wants around. You know, get them motherfucking dogs away from me. You know what I mean? That's nobody wants that around. And that's what you're like after a while. You're like a stinky, crusty pair of socks that nobody wants around anymore. You're worn the fuck out. You know, that's literally what it's like. It's really a weird analogy, but you know, it's just and the fucked up part is these people don't even know they stink. That's what's sad. No self-awareness. And that's really sad because I was talking, a friend of mine had a major health thing last week, and you know, we were talking about life and things like that, and some of these people, they will not ever get it. They just won't get it. And what is it? What's important in life, guys? What's important? You know, like if if you were to go to the hospital right now and they said you got like about 4 hours left to live, would you be worrying about arguing with nitwits on YouTube? Would you even think about them? I'm willing to bet they won't even be wouldn't even be a fleeting fucking thought. Not for 2 seconds. They would be so very irrelevant, they would not even be in your head for a millisecond.
Potato
It's,
has a question, John. Maybe I don't know if you could answer it. I
what's that?
always thought. Wait.
Oh, what's that? What's that you claim? I guess it's the dog supply. This is Snoop stuff, bro. Snoop stuff. I
Potato
got it
says,
because it's
always
20
thought
bucks.
it was random which spirits come to you. That's why people can't specifically connect to certain person at will.
Let's see. We haven't been on the same side of the fence. Off of the knowledge, but you're a family man and doing real content I'm interested in, so I respect it and watch. I could. Thank you, Bears and Cigars. Look, I just try to keep it real. You know, look. There's a lot of people. Here's how I see it. There's a lot of really nasty people on YouTube, but there's a lot of people on YouTube that are good people, but they're just friends with some people that aren't friends with other people. And for that reason alone, they will not give certain people a chance. I have a whole sea of people because of NB and a few other people that have done a number on
Question with
people
the
that
above comment.
people that don't want to think for
Hold on,
themselves,
Potato.
you know. But that's how it is. You know, on YouTube, people take sides without knowing people, and it's a shame. because you could really be missing out on some good friendships and meeting some really good people. Some of the best people I've ever known in life I've met in the last couple of years, in the last 2 years alone.
We were
You
supposed to
know,
be together this weekend, by the way.
that's right. Yeah, guys. So we
Oh,
had,
here's Potatoes question. I got it. I found it. Uh, can
I
you
know you
seek
didn't.
someone out specifically that has passed away, or is it just random who comes to you?
Well, I've had a mixture of both. One time, my wife and I, we did a spirit box session in our house. Now, we do have the cremains of her mom and her stepdad. Now, they came through for me. I was the one running the box. I was the one asking the questions. And I even believe her grandmother chimed in for a second. Then my brother came through at the end. Why all of the family? And Steve. And Steve was there. He was there too.
Yep.
So they were the only ones that came through on that session. I still have it, the raw footage. Other than that,
Steve-O's been a big part of this.
a huge part of this. Other than that, though, Uh, Nana came through, but see, I didn't know she passed though, guys. See, she showed up. She was there for a couple of days. My wife had heard that. We were hearing Nana and Mama. Now, my biological father passed away too in 1980 when I was 2 months old. So the mama could be him talking to her. I don't know yet. Like, I'd like to be able to pick these answers out. I'm working on it. But I heard that. Then I heard her first name. Then I Googled it and I found it. And she had passed 5 days prior. Um, then I edited further and she comes through and she would always call me sweetheart, kiddo. Those were the two things she would always call me. So that comes through a couple of times. It's
Mhm.
Nana, your Nana. But she comes through again and she says it's Nana. Nana's safe. That seems to be the major message from pretty much the majority of people. Very rarely, very occasionally, I'll get "I miss you" or "get such and such." They'll say a name. Like when I was at the other place, I got "get Sarah Rogers" or "Sarah Roger" like 3 or 4 times in 12 hours. Like, and one time, like 2 or 3 times in a 20-minute period. So Sarah Rogers could be past, could be living. I don't know. That's this another thing I have written down that I have to like figure out. Then I'm on Ancestry. So you guys heard Samuel Totten say his name, right? A couple of times.
Yeah.
He says Samuel Totten. Okay. Down on that end, where the dolls are, is where 7 of those children are buried. But that Samuel Totten was born in 1839 and he passed in 1839. So he was not even a year old. So I'm getting a Samuel Totten that sounds like a man. So I did some digging, and there is another Samuel Totten that is part of that family. And it's weird because he says he's the 4th Totten, but they have 9 kids, and he's not that Samuel. So there's some funny business going on with that lineage. There also is 2 children that don't have the Totten last name. Were they illlegitimates? I don't know. These are the things that I want to figure out. But hey, Cessa, what's going on, brother? You know a Sarah Rogers? Really? Okay, guys. To be honest, I've had more YouTube people, more of y'all, reach out to me and Lynn
Mm-hmm.
about the names coming through being connected to y'all. Now there's 2. Now everybody knows I had 2. I had Steve-O and I had another Steve. I had 2 Steves. The other Steven has been identified. Chris. There's 2 Chris's. I know who both Chris's are. One of them is connected to, well, 2 YouTube people, but one of them is in Michigan. Um, and she had other people come through. Sweaty, you guys know that because she was in the chat and Lynn was talking about that. JFid had people come through for her. Uh, so there's a lot of people coming through just because our energies, now look, we're not, I don't have your guys' phone numbers. You guys don't come break bread with me at my house, and I don't go to your houses, and we don't talk on the phone, and we've never shaken hands or even been in each other's presence physically. Most of us, I've been around some of you, um, but that doesn't matter. The fact that you're typing in the chat and you're thinking uh, a thought, and you're addressing it to me, and I'm receiving that thought, and I'm returning it with the thought, and we're having this exchange back and forth. That's it. Boom. That's all it takes. Our energies are
We're
now
all
connected.
connected. Our energies are all
That's it.
connected. We don't have to be next to each other to have a connection. Johnny
Oh
and I,
no.
we talk every day, and we have a special connection. He's got Steve-O from the beginning. My name is Steve. You know, he's got a real life friend that his name is Steve, and he's got a spirit friend who has been with him for throughout this whole thing, and made this all possible. You know,
Potato. Yes. Yes.
there's
That's
a
the thing.
connection there. You understand? The energies are there.
Potatoes. Yeah. That's another example. See, that is all it takes. You know me. You know my energy. You know my energy. That's you've. It's amazing, guys. I didn't think it was just that simple. Now, in the car. So when I was at the other cemetery, I've tried to get this answer. I pull in and I say, well, I'm going to keep coming back till I get the answers I'm looking for. And then I get somebody that says, come back. Sounds like they're sitting right there in the passenger seat, right there in the car. Kind of sounds like me, actually, but it's not. You can tell it's not my. You can tell it's not me, but it sounds like a man.
Bears and
Not a very
Cigars
deep
got a good
voice, about right in
question.
the middle, like mine. You can clearly tell that there's somebody there. Now, I don't think that that's Steve. Lynn does not think that that's Steve. She's feeling more that it's a Totten, and that it's Samuel Totten, and he's kind of confirmed that. Uh, so check that out. Anyways, let me get out of the line of noise there.
Hey, we got. Let's go over the chat real quick.
Go ahead.
Bears and Cigars. Do the spirits that come through know current events, or are they stuck in their time? Or does it
That's a good
work like
question.
that? Always wondered. Weird, I know.
It's weird. See, I've got okay. So I had one say Trump the other day. They said Trump the other day. Believe it or not, I put it up in the video. I put Trump's face and his eyes move. It's funny. I put Trump's big ugly mug on there. I like Trump, but he's got a mug on him. He's got some goofy hair too. But anyways, I put him up there, so they know. They said Trump. Okay, here's let's get into some nitpicking a little bit here. So I've heard people argue that spirits can't tell time. When I was supposed to do the spirit box session for Raymond at my back door, I told him I was going to do it in just a little bit. I said I was going to do it the next morning. Morning came and went. I said I'll do it in just a little bit. I could feel the energy, like he was getting impatient. About 9 o'clock, he knocked. It was getting late. The sun had set. It was nighttime. It was, the early evening. He knocked on the door. Now, that to me seems like, hey, it's getting late. What the fuck you doing? You promised me something and you're not coming through. So did he know that time that, it was past his time for his spirit box session? It's almost like he knew to tell time. Now, if you can't tell time and you're like lost in oblivion, and I say, hey, Steve, how you doing, brother? Next time you come through, can you come through as Steve-O? The fact that they can remember what you ask them, and I've had them. I was sitting right here in this spot, and you can hear Steve-O. He's saying, speak clearly, one at He's telling them one at a time, guys, speak clearly, one at a time. Next one. You can hear, I've heard next several times. Next one. He
He was
literally is directing
orchestrating
them.
that.
He does. He remembers to do that. So if he's remembering to do that, it just makes it just seems weird. Like if you don't have any memory of time, but you remember to do things, it just doesn't make sense to me. To me, it seems like there is time. Maybe
I
there
think
is for some and there isn't for others.
I think they have time in their own way. Like maybe time for them is something that's endless.
Yes, they are not bound to the physical body clock. Yes, they're not. They're
Right.
not. Um, so one thing I have heard weird shit like I'm cooking that bird, hungry, things like that. So are they eating over there? Uh, Sessa one time asked me. He's like, ask him if they're doing a little bit of fucking over there.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I did not have to ask because they already heard that conversation and they fucking said it. They said that they were fucking around like titties, things like that. Like they literally got a little perverted on me the next time. So like they literally were validating that they heard that, and they've made some remarks. They've like made a mention of my wife being pretty. Um, I've also gotten some vulgar remarks too, like I want to f her, things like that. I don't put that stuff in, guys. Obviously, but um, the threats on me I'll put in because I laugh at them. Like it's just basically what that is. It's no more than a nitwit on the internet doing some of this shit. That's all. That's all it is, guys. It's just somebody chirping at you a little bit.
That's it.
You know, they don't have any special ability over any other spirit. They're just, now I am a firm believer in aliens, and I know aliens exist. You'd have to be a fool not to believe in life beyond our planet. Now,
Right.
if you look at, see, now we're gonna get way out there. If you look at Mars, they've done some studies and they've tested the soil on the surface of Mars, and it's basically it has radioactive readings. So where there's been like a nuclear fallout, basically like a nuclear war there. So they believe ancient alien theorists believe that we came from Mars. Basically, that we destroyed Mars. Now we're on this planet. We're going to wreck this fucking planet. But we're already in the process of that. But we, we've been around a lot longer than the little bit of time they say, and our energy is infinite. So it when you start thinking along those terms and aliens. So if aliens, I truly believe are amongst us and in the living, currently. Uh, so when they pass, their energy is not a human soul. I mean, or is it? Can you be reincarnated as a being in another in another planet somewhere in space? I don't know. Maybe it is possible. That these are the things that, I mean, think about it. If space is infinite, energy is infinite, and it can't be created or destroyed, then our energy could reach to the infinite ends of space. So we could be anywhere, in any planet, anywhere in space, at any time, as long as we're plugged into that energy, in theory. And that's basically what we're referring to, that the energy is the Akashic record. And that is the timeline of everything, the timeline of events, of every single event that will take place in the past, current, and will take place. Um, can they predict the future, the spirits? I think so. I know they can read minds. They certainly read my mind all the time. They say the question before. So a lot of times I don't hear them. They say their name or they'll say something. I'll ask the question and they already answered it. Or I'll
Right.
go to ask a question and they'll literally ask the question simultaneously, or they'll blurt it out half a second before I say it. So they're like letting you know, haha, I beat you. Like I know what you're gonna ask, or I get the answer of the question before I'm done even spitting out the question. They already know the answer. Why? Because I've thought the question in my head. And while I thought it, it was like I was saying it to them. So
That's
then I
cool.
thought of the question, and then what I do is I think of the question, and then a lot of times I'll cup my hand over the speaker, so you will hear my voice a little better. I won't be dulled out by the white noise, and then I'll say the question. So I think of the question before I say it. So when I think of it, they hear me, and they answer it before I say the question. That always blows me away. I'm always amazed by that. It never stops amazing me. It's man, do they have to be doing that now? See, look, it's a plane coming in. Can you see it? They should be parking that thing. As soon as they park that fucker, man, we'll turn the spirit box on. And
You
then
know,
go ahead.
Johnny, to go back to the whole Mars thing, I brought up Mars on Safari,
Right?
and it says here NASA just scored a badly needed win, the best potential evidence of alien life yet.
No shit. Yeah. We're
Right
gonna
there.
get all this as technology advances. Man, shut the motors down, man. Jeez.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Like
he is.
there's a whole bunch of articles here. Uh, Something about finding an intriguing Mars rock, um, alien life on Mars, and this is all one's 16 minutes ago, one's a day ago. Um, there's a whole bunch of them about the rock that they found, some intriguing rock.
I'm reading what Wind Whispers is saying. She's saying, "You're right about it, but there's still a difference between negative and positive energy. And my cards have told me you have an evil presence acting positive, so please be careful." Um, I have a few that. Now I've had them try to get me to turn my back on Steve-O. I've had them try to say that Steve will hurt me, uh, things like that. They want me to abandon him, and I'm not going to do that. Uh, in fact, I haven't had any luck. I've reached out to one of his siblings. I have not heard back, guys. There are two contact emails. I've reached out to both of them, have not received anything back. There is a cell number listed. I'm going to go that route next. I hate to do that. It's a little forward and pushy, but for him, I will. For him, I will. I don't have a choice. Now I have to. So
So Tracy earlier in the chat, she asked who Steve-O was. I don't think that she was around the first time you mentioned him and how you came about his existence.
I'll give you a quick crash course on Steve-O. Okay, 20 years ago, where I'm from, there was a movie theater that a kid crashed his car into, suicide by car crash. And he left a note behind and everything. And I thought about that for 20 years plus. Happened 21 years ago. So when I started doing this, I went over to that site, and the movie theater's no longer there. They tore it down. And I got he lit that K2 meter up like he's been waiting for me for 20 years. Uh, Turns out he actually was, because he fought, like, he's with me now. So everywhere I go, he's with me. Hasn't come through a lot today. Of course, I've only run a spirit box for a little bit, but anyways, we've kind of developed a friendship, and he's kind of helped me out a little bit from that side. He's helped with the interaction with the other spirits and whatnot. And I'm going to help him, help reach out to his family and get them the message. Like, he's got a message he wants. And it's the message is for his siblings. Actually, it's not for his parents. In fact, that there's no communication even desired there. It's only for the siblings that he wishes to communicate. Um, it is what it is. I'm going to respect his wishes, and but it's the siblings that he wants me to reach out to, so I'm going to try that. They're younger than me. They're in their 30s. That were negative, and he had to add. Yeah, I have a ton of protection. Wind Whispers. I do a ton. despite because I don't show it, guys. I how many times you guys want to see me burn sage? You know, like it's not very exciting. I mean, I could show it every time if you guys really want to see that. You know, it's just I try to get down to the meat and potatoes. You know, to the good stuff, the entertaining stuff. Seeing me go like this with sage, you know, it's interesting for about 2 seconds the first time, and then after that, like nobody needs to see that again. You know that I'm doing it though. You know, like it's uh we do things to take precautions. We're not recklessly. Look, guys, I've been doing this for 20 years. 20 years. Uh, not with the spirit box, but yeah, it's you know, it's okay. Yeah, it's just it's an unfortunate situation that I have a few nasty individuals that enjoy running amok. I mean, if you look at that Saint Michael's prayer of protection, it says, you know, that to give me protection against the evil entities that seek to run the earth and ruin people. That's what they're doing. They're seeking the ruin of others. You know, that's who we ask for protection against. People like them.
Right.
You know, and I have it on. I sleep. I never take it off. It's But you know, I kind of can balance that a little bit too, because yeah, I'm not a perfect person by any stretch, but I try to be, especially now, like much more positive, tolerant. Patience is something I work on every day. I try to be a better person, guys. I try to balance that even more. It's hard. I'm not that guy, guys. Like I got used to being alone, you know, in the drug world, and I just most of my friends have passed away or they're in prison. So the last like 10 years, most of my friends have died off, guys, or they're I don't associate with some of them anymore because they're still in that life. And I don't want that in my life. So I've just gotten used to like being alone, you know, so it's I don't know. I'm not that type of personality. I'm not the bubbly type of guy. Okay, it's not me. I'd like to be like that. I see some guy like Code. He comes on smiling, and it's just it comes natural to him. I'm not that guy, guys. I'm not that guy. I'd love to be, but I'm not, and I'm okay with that. You know, people see me. Like I'll answer the phone. They think I'm mad, or they'll see me that sometimes, and I talk loud because I'm half deaf too. People think I'm yelling, I'm upset a lot. I'm not. It's just they read me the wrong way. Maybe it's
You're
that.
Italian. You're Sicilian.
That's it. That's it.
You guys, you know, the Sicilians, all they do when they talk is scream. That's why
Man,
you're half deaf.
this freaking battery, man. This phone will not stay charged. Howdy, listen. Hey, Sweaty. Hope you
Sweaty.
feel better. I wanted this freaking battery. Man, I wish it didn't die so fast. I wanted to try to.
You need a new phone. I told you that.
I know I've had this one like 4 or 5 years. Let's go over here. Bluetooth. Interactive. Oh, I can't leave this bag because
Did you take
I
your
don't go
tripod?
anywhere without my protection. I don't want anybody coming up in the. This is it. That can't forget we are in the city, y'all. You know this is a city area, so I gotta I always carry protection on me. Man, why does he have to be running them motors the jet engines right now?
That's my
You
new
like
tattoo.
uh-oh. You just Bluetooth to this thing.
Yeah, you just connected.
All right. I got a handful. Hang on. We're walking by Jedediah Sturgis. Jed always comes through. This is where he lives right now.
I surprised Hannah by putting her name underneath the wolf. because that was something that was not discussed.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
It looks good too. The work's great.
So what you got to do, Johnny, you got to go into your settings on your phone, go to Bluetooth, and disconnect from the speaker.
Well, it's because I have this plugged in. See, now it should go back to that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're back to normal.
Oh, geez, it's on this. What the hell? This shouldn't be connecting to that.
Yeah, just go into your Bluetooth settings on your phone and just disconnect it.
Now in SB7 mode.
There you go.
Boom, got it. All righty. Okay, let's raise it up here. I need more hands. This freaking tripod, man, it's too flimsy. It's a selfie stick, and this thing just flops over. Pain in the ass. Sorry, guys. This is what happens when you're out in the field by yourself.
Yeah, I just got it done yesterday. Oh, hold on, my boss is calling me. Give me 1 sec.
Come on. This grass, man, the ground is imbalanced here. Let's try it here. Okay, there we go. Oh, you're killing me. All right. Let's hear it, Cotton. Say Cotton. Y'all hearing that? Cotton. You hear that? Ooh. You just. Okay. Give me some first names, guys.
Picture.
Teresa. Say, okay. We're getting. Pay no attention to the numbers coming through. What? Man, they're talking over top of each other. You guys don't get the words for that. What I'll have to do is go back and listen to this and then throw the words in. Yeah. Can you all hear that? Tell me if y'all can even hear that. Because it's the sound conditions are not the greatest. We got the jet engine going over there. We got construction going over here. George, George Totten is right there. Yeah, if you heard George, he always comes through here. He's shutting it down. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's try it again. So you can hear that? You can hear that? Okay, you can hear. Good. Let's try it again.
Action for the
Nicholas. I've gotten that Nicholas here before. Is Rachel Cotton here? How many protection? What protection from what? I need protection.
Congress.
I heard 2. How many Totten children are here? Are there 2 Totten children? An informant. Okay. Did y'all hear something about fire? Okay. How many Tottens passed from fire? Water. Is that fire or water? 4.
Blow you down.
Blow you down?
Mental health.
Are you making threats to me? I heard the kid.
I was serving
Did you tell me to get out? You hear the little kid coming through? That little child. Are you a Totten? Say Totten if you are. Tots, yep, see? Now, are there any Togs or Skypes here? Can you say your name? Guinea. Go. Did you just tell me to go? I am at the Pioneer Cemetery, Wind Whispers, where the Tottens. I'm at the site where the burial site for the whole Totten family. Very hard. It's hard for me to hear and then pay attention at the same time. After I get done with this, guys, I'm gonna run a session and then I'm gonna edit that, and that's what I'll release. But yeah, this is what I do. Y'all just heard it. All the crap that just came through there. Then what I do is I go back and I slow some of it down, or I amplify some of it, and I listen to it over and over again, and I decipher what's being said. Some of them are very clear. Now, there's a lot of stuff I don't put in now. I used to like really put in every little tiny thing, but my ears are so fine tuned to hearing things that the average person that doesn't edit this shit day in and day out, they're gonna have trouble hearing it. When I put the words up, makes it easier. But when I do this for a living, pretty much, because I do it all the time now, you get better. Your ears are like an instrument. They're fine tuned to hearing the voices under the white noise and things like that. So with time, it gets easier but some of those ones I leave out. If it's not like a very easily distinguished voice, I don't put it in anymore. I should have brought a chair and an extra freaking portable battery charger. I didn't realize this full battery was going to be dead, and I'm already on my backup battery already, and I'm in the red already. Can you believe that? Time for a new. I'm going to have to break down. That's kind of weird. Skinny coming through my. That's interesting that you say that, Bears and Cigars, because when you see a doppelganger, I believe that's them visiting you. I had that happen. I just told that story recently. I had a buddy named Frank, who I believe he may have come through. I've caught Frank many times. Don't know I know my Frank's last name, but I didn't put that together at the time. I was hearing Frank, but I didn't think about that Frank till after. So I couldn't ask that. But he passed. I didn't know it. A guy showed up at a place I was at, looked just like Frank. I was going to tell the guy how much he looked like my buddy, and the guy had left already. I didn't get a chance to see him again. I called my wife to tell her about it. Lo and behold, she told me, "Oh, well, Frank passed away." I just found out actually, the last night too, because I was out of town. I was in Vegas. Yeah, crazy, crazy. Like it's stuff connects, man. Stuff is it's weird like that. It happens like that. Um, the day that I caught the EVP in the car I was talking about earlier, when I pulled in and stopped the car, I had to wait. There was a dove sitting in the middle of the road. Like he literally wouldn't move. He was like, and that's abnormal. So like it's you get those signs, and when you get them, you should pay attention because I truly believe in them. Uh, there was a time very recently where I did not, but even a stubborn asshole like me can be made to be convinced after a while because after so long you can't deny certain things. They're so like how can somebody deny? How can it be coincidence the amount of times that Steve comes through? And then I ask him to say Steve-O, and he comes through as Steve-O. How do you explain that? And by the way, guys, I didn't hear him come through one time there. So let's try the other one. Let's try the other one. Let's try that. All righty. Now this one is a little bit louder, I think, but it all depends. Sometimes the voices aren't as loud. It just depends on how they bend the frequency. All right. Are there any Tottens? Can you say Totten? Who's safe? I keep hearing safe. Something and Bob. That was a name. Chris. Can I get a Steve-O?
Keep 5.
What about 5? Hi. What's your name? Reggie? Help. What's your name? You're asking for help. How can I help you? Are you Rachel Totten? Are you a Totten? Did you hear that? Did you hear that loud, high-pitched Totten? Did you hear that? Fuck, I was walking away. I shouldn't cuss. I'm sorry. Sorry, kids. Francis, Emily, Rachel. There's the low voice fella. Remember him? The low voice fella? There he was. Jane came through earlier. Jane. Jane, can you say you said your name loud and clear. Can you say it again? How about George? I should be recording this guy. Okay. How many Tottens passed in a fire? See, I heard fire undertone. We're what? We're Totten. Is that Tina? Did you hear Tina? Tina I caught at the other place, and it was like Tina, and it was really loud and pronounced. You heard F this? Yes, they cuss here. You want to say anything mean to me?
Taking up.
Fire. Damn it.
Good.
Intuitive. Am I intuitive? Am I picking up on your bullshit? We're talking, guys. Hot. You hear that? Hot. How? Okay. Jed, are you here? Say your name, Jed. Who's that? Say your name. I just heard Steve. All right, Steve, I heard you, brother. Can you say it loud and clear? Give me a Steve-O, real loud.
Jade.
I'm jaded. How am I jaded? Steve. Did you hear the Steve? Help. Yeah, I'll help you. How can I help you? Are you in a fire? Let's try the other one. Let's see if they can dial in on this one. Are you all hearing that? Are you hearing that little girl saying help? That little girl coming through screaming help? I don't. There. Did you hear the Sessa? Did you hear the Sessa? Sessa?
Yeah.
There was a Sessa. There was a Sessa.
In SB7 mode.
Yeah. Like I said, I get there's. I'm gonna ask. Hold on. Let's get to the bottom of it right now. Time to stop messing around. Okay.
Which box is that, Johnny?
Who said Sessa? Give me your first name. Sessa. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Okay. You're not helping me out here. I need whoever's saying Sessa, the one who said Sessa, Obazzo, and all the Italian words. What's your first name? Chris. Did y'all hear Chris? What about Steve?
I traded with
The bottom of the.
Okay. Who? I gotta get it. Okay, guys. Sessa's here, guys. He's with me right now. He's in the chat. Of course, you all know that because they can see. Bro, they know that you're here because I'm reading your name and they reading my mind.
mother.
Ernest? Sessa, okay. Tell me who is the Sessa coming through? What's your first name? Ah, you stupid airplane. They always come over at the right time. Chris, I'm going to stop it for 1 second, guys. There's two Chris's that come through. There's a Chris that is the Sweaty's husband that passed. And then there's Sessa's son, Chris. There's two Steves. There's somebody else that the other Steven is somebody else's son that passed. Um, they're coming through, guys, and it's not my family. It's coming through. It's y'all's, and that's what I said. I'm here for it. I'm cool with that. You know, like the messed up part is even the people that say horrible things about me and my friends. Um, Even if they were to come here, their loved ones would probably even still come through, and I would still deliver the message because I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be somebody to be the better person, the bigger person, and help out people that maybe don't deserve it, because maybe that's the help that's going to get them to stop being a jerk and start paying it forward to other people. That's what it's all about, guys. Helping each other. You know, like, what's more important than family? That's what we're doing right here. We're connecting with family, not just my family. I'm connecting with the Tottens. I have a connection to this family that I can't even explain to you guys. It's like this real, like, soul connection. With Steve-O, same thing. Like, it's bizarre, guys. The weird connection that I feel with some of these families, and they come through and they help, and it's, yes, he knows that. He knows that. Um, he came on one of the sessions. He comes through and he says safe. He says with him. He was with you last week. Um, I know that when you were having the thing that was going on that nobody needs to know about. It's not a big deal, but nothing serious, guys. But there was something going on to where their family could have been around, and he was letting me know that he was with him. Now, the with him meant uh, he was with you. He was with you. Your son was with you. That was the with him. He was letting me know I'm with him. I'm with my dad. That's what he was telling me. That was the message, and that he's safe. Just saying, he comes through, guys. That right there, you have no idea the 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 great feeling I have to be able to give that gift to my friend right there. You know, because that. How many people would lost somebody, lost a child? You know, just yeah, that's it. That's all the connection we need. When Whispers, like, it's fun. It's me reading Sessa, just the name. Him being in the chat, speaking to me, I'm reading it. That's it. They know that. They're reading my mind. It's freaking amazing. It's amazing. But we're just energy, guys. That's all. We're just energy. We're organic meat sticks that encapsulate this energy. We are what the hell do they call it? Contained humans. Contained. That came from a spirit, not me. They said contained human. So basically, our energy is contained in this human body. We're kind of separated from that energy. You know, when we're out of this, we plug back in. This sounds like two different voices. One sounding younger than. Yes, there are two Chris's, Lisa. Two Chris's. There are two Chris's, and one of them knows a few Italian words. Um, and I know why, because he comes from an Italian family that had some Italian speaking in it. So it's yeah, and that's one of those things. Like Steve-O passed at 16 years old, guys. 16 years old. My son was with me when we went over to do that first investigation where he lit that K2 meter up so bright he pinned it, and you know, that's always like weighed very heavy on me. Kids, young adults, um, or even teenagers, you know, feeling those emotions, feeling like, I can't get out of this. This is the way to go. This is the answer. Um, and I know it'll trick you, though. Your mind will fuck with you, because I'm prone to depression, guys. I've dealt with it a lot in my lifetime, and I know that when I'm in those deep depression states, those manic states, those stupid ideas start to seem like good ideas. It's just the chemistry in your brain, it fucks with you, and but it passes. It goes away. Yep, there you go. That's I knew it. It's he's when he's the words I knew, bro. Like Obatso. He said Obatso, but it's. I mean, if you want to get technical on the pronunciation, it's I guess it would be Obatso. But it was very close to that. But they're bending frequencies, guys. So like one time Samuel was Samuel Totten. You know, so like they bend frequencies. So sometimes it sounds a little funky, but you can tell what they're saying. Yep. It's yeah, it's I really like it when I made a decision. It was one of the day I did the video at the Camp Dennison place, and I put it in the video. I decided to turn my life over to helping people. It was that investigation, that day, that interaction with Steve-O, and you know, dealt with a lot with talking to family and talking about losing family that week, and then the whole thing with Steve-O, finding out his true identity and things like that. It changed me, and I know like it's easy to say that, you know what I mean? But if I could just like take what's in my head and just implant it into you guys, so you could just see into my head for 2 seconds, you'd understand. But yeah, guys, I'm the battery's back in the green, slowly charging. This thing, I bring this portable charger to give me like a little bit of extra battery time, and even this one don't last. So by 9:25, this place will be dark. So I got about half an hour. I got this flashlight, and they'll learn those. I watch Lunar Paranormal. If you ever have a chance to look up Lunar Paranormal. It's a woman by the name of Cherie. She has this old haunted farmhouse she lives in. Anyways, she does what I do, except she doesn't have a spirit box. She has a real old radio. It's just a handheld radio that she has the seek button, and she just uses that. But they manipulate the flashlight, and it does take them time to get used to doing it. The bad part is we're right by the airport. You know, normally it's a little quieter by now, but you got to take the crookeds with the straights.
Yep.
That's the line from the movie Fences. I don't know if anybody's seen that. Denzel Washington, great movie. But you got to take the crookeds with the straights. You got to take the goods with the bads, guys. It is what it is. Wow, that's see now. 10 years goes by like that too. You know, like it's just like 6 years. It just goes by so fast. You know, I lost my brother in 18. It just seems like yesterday. It's crazy. But yeah, guys, like it's my pleasure to do this. And guys, I would do this if I only got 2 views. If I was getting just 2 views, but even if I got none, even if I wasn't even posting these, you know, just to pass this over to whoever gets the message, that makes it all worth it, guys. It's I really don't stress about the views no more. Don't it's that'll come in time. You know, Fences was a great movie, but yeah, like it's this is what it's about, guys. You know, like there's people that may have like Sweaty was. She made a mention that she didn't want to move. She was hesitant about moving, but let me tell you, energies they can follow you. They don't have any problems going places. Let me tell you, they follow me everywhere. Um, but yeah, that's one thing though. I don't. When I did that session in my living room that you guys watched, I wasn't getting this amount of voices, was I? Not even close. So some of them don't come with me. Some of them don't come. So I didn't get any crickets. No crickets came through here. No crickets. Well, I heard Ernest. But Ernest is a baby. He was only 2. That wasn't him. So that's a different Ernest. So no Prickets come through. That's from the other cemetery. Now the Tottens, they come through everywhere with me. So why is that? Why is it the Tottens come with me? Some of the other families don't. And why is it that the Tottens can say their name out loud in my living room and I can hear it with my ears without the spirit box? Twice now. Twice. They've said Totten. And like comes out of thin air. Disembodied voices. That, guys, is unnerving at times. Like, I know who they are, so it's okay. Like, it's not as unnerving as it would be for some people, but it is unnerving when you're just sitting there and all of a sudden you're on the couch and you're twisting up a doobie or something, and all of a sudden you hear Totten, and you're like, huh? The fuck? Did you say that? Wait a minute. You're a woman. That was a man. What the, what's happening? But it happens, guys. It's happened twice. So whatever's going on, there's a few of them there. And I know. But when you do this line of work, you can ask, like Blake will tell you. He gets the same thing that I do, guys. The crinkling water bottles, the tapping noises, the knocking noises, he gets poked, little pokes and touches and things like that. I've been touched a couple of times. Have you ever had like a little muscle spasm in your leg or on your arm, and it kind of feels like maybe you got poked by some, like you got touched like that, but it's really, you can see your muscle jumping, but it feels like maybe it could be. Oh, no problem, Razorhead. Thanks for sticking around, brother. That's what it feels like. Or it's funny how people have crap talk Jay Mac and Dogger, but I never wait friendship with them. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Yeah,
I appreciate that too.
They talk a lot of shit because they got nothing to talk about. They don't know me. They don't. They know what I've showed them. Like they don't know. They don't know me. And most of the stuff that the attacks and the hate-driven stuff on YouTube is jealousy, guys. Let's just be honest. Somebody jealous over somebody else, whether it's looks, views, money, friendships, you name it. It could be anything. Something so stupid as a couple of views, they get vicious. So, you got to remember that. You got to take it for what it is. Really take it for what it is, and decide who you want to associate with. Like I got on this for entertainment, and now here I am a couple years later, and I got a couple of channels. So that was never a plan. It just happened. It's crazy when that happens, or a smell. I get, you know what I get, Lisa, is I get it feels like if you walk through a cobweb. That's what it feels like when a spirit comes near you, like touches you or something that feels like a cobweb. I get that in my hair a lot. I'll be editing and it'll drive me nuts. I'll be constantly doing this shit, to where I'll move. I'll literally move and put my back against the wall. Cause the way I'm laying, like my head's open to this. The back of my head is to this open area. And it's kind of creepy because you always feel like somebody's up on your neck. Yeah, I'm saying this while I'm in a cemetery, right? But and saying this at a cemetery where I've gotten behind you multiple times right here too. So take it easy on me, folks. I'm by myself tonight. So actually, you know what? Have your fun. Have your fun. You want to give me the evidence? Give me the evidence. Just, don't have too much fun. But it's all that they don't do anything out of line or anything. They say behind you because they're standing behind me. They're saying, hey, I'm behind you.
Mm-hmm.
I have not heard let me see if I can recreate it, see if you guys can hear it. Tell me if you can hear this. Could you hear that?
Yeah.
The footsteps? It sounds like this. Did you hear that? No?
Yep. I heard it.
That's what you hear. You could be standing there. Oh, shit. and you hear that, and you can feel the wind coming at you. Like it's like, whoa, what the? You can hear it. That's unnerving because you can feel the energy like rush through you. Um, I haven't had that in like a month. It's been maybe longer. He is up your neck. Yeah. Well, when I'm editing, all the spirits that are there are over my shoulder. I think these planes, they do this intentionally to me. I'm just kidding. But it seems like that. It's like my luck. I come here and it's like more planes and freaking helicopters than I've seen here the whole time. It happened. I feel like I've had to wipe. Yeah, cobwebs. I already knew that that's what to expect way back when I would watch like Ghost Hunters. And I would hear Jason Hawes and them talk about the cobweb effect. Steve Gonzalez and Dave Tango. They talk a lot about the cobweb feeling, and I've experienced that many times. So it is a weird thing when you feel it. You look for a cobweb, and there ain't no cobweb. That's how you can pretty much narrow it down. But I mean, it's a bizarre feeling. It's more like an electrified cobweb. You can feel it, kind of like static electricity. So yeah, guys, this I wish I could show you. Hang on. All right.
You can move the camera closer.
I'm gonna do this real quick. Let's see. I want you all to see this, and it's buried in this fucking milkweed bush over here. This shit's so there's an old tree stump here, and there's a freaking headstone that grew out of this tree stump. This tree grew around. It's like in this fucking jungle down here. I don't want to get in here. There's gonna be ticks. I'm not gonna get in there. I can see it though. I'll show you a picture. I have a so in the wintertime, all this crap here is not here. And the fence line you can see um, is a big ass old headstone. Hear that guy over there? He's compensating. Um, but you
Hey,
can see
I
you
have
can
a
see
V8.
what's that?
I have a V8.
Yeah, I know, but that he's compensating. That guy's you could tell he's compensating, but it's all right. I would have fun with him too if I had that. It's I'm past that in my life. I'll get too many tickets if I get a car like that. I know me, and I'll end up with tickets.
Hey, we can
Yeah,
always hook up the Impala, soup it up.
yeah, yeah. I'm a slow roller these days, man. Like I like a slow, comfortable ride. Back in the day, I liked the 5 speed. I like a manual transmission and the rat race around town and have fun.
Right.
Man, I wanted to show you all that headstone, man. It's something old headstone. And the tree stump is like freaking 5 feet around. It's huge. And this thing's like at like a 45-degree angle sticking out of it. It's bizarre. Like I have a picture of it from 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, I was here with my stepfather. And I remember the Totten family. I remembered them from then, from 3 years ago. So and I didn't own a spirit box then. I wasn't doing, oh, you love to scroll on the tree. That was cool, wasn't it? I had to point that one out. Every once in a while, I see some really cool headstones. And that is really neat because that one is old. Normally you see the newer technology being able to make stuff like that. But no, that one's relatively old. So I thought that was pretty cool. So, man, I don't know, guys. Here's the dolls. Want to see them? This was the first one. Get off of there, Cricket. Get off of there. This was the first one. See, if you lay her down, her eyes close. If you lift her up, see, her eyes open. Boop, boop. So, that's the first one. And they've been moved too because the last time I was here, this one was facing like that. and this one was like this, and she got moved, so somebody set her back up the right way. And this one, the eyes move on this one too. I forgot to ask what they named the dolls. Oh, I'm gonna have to ask them that. So yeah, they got their dolls, and they thanked me. They were very happy to get those. They as you hear, the kids are there's kids here that are yelling out for my help. When I have two EVPs of a man. One saying "pow" after the gunshot, and the other one says "come back." Now, when I left the recorder on the back porch for Raymond to give me his message after I went in, he could come and just speak into the recorder, and I could hear it, and it'd just be like a regular EVP without the white noise. I didn't get nothing from Raymond, but I got a little tiny Totten child, and she screams, "Totten, help! Totten, help me, or help us, or help me." Um, that was unexpected, but it was a very high-pitched little girl. It sounded like a little child. It could even have been a 7-year-old. I don't know. Like, it could have been the 7-year-old. Could have been Rachel. I don't know. Um, I have a 2-year-old grandson, guys. Now, some of these kids are like almost 2. They sound like they're older than that. Like that they're at least between the ages of 5 and 10, the ones that are coming through. But I do get baby sounding ones too, like very, very, very infant sounding ones over here too. Like it's so that amazes me. I'm never gonna get tired of that. Yes, I am, Jen. I'm kind of like whittling down the minutes. I got about another 10, 15 minutes, and it's gonna be. See, of course, the cell phone makes it look lighter than it actually is. Have you ever noticed that with cell phones?
Yeah.
Hey, Living Dead fam, what's going on? See, I finally got them in mind for once. See, I always go to theirs. So tonight, we are at the Pioneer Cemetery, which I've investigated a few times. I got some videos up. But this is the Totten family. And we visit the Tottens. They're from the 1800s. In fact, the patriarch of this family is John Totten. He was born in 1800, and he fought in the War of 1812. How do you like them apples? A 12-year-old in Ohio's first militia. That's crazy, in the War of 1812. So he went on to have 9 children, 7 of them passing as children. You want to talk about grief as a parent? So this guy, I mean, come on. He serves his country at the age of 12, loses his whole family pretty much. That's I can't even imagine that, guys. How can you imagine that? Having
No.
to fight at that age. I mean, it already blew my mind with some of these guys here uh, being in the Civil War, and we know that some of these young kids served in the Civil War, age 14 years old. Such history around. Yeah, yeah. So we have a few older cemeteries. This is one of the oldest in the area, which is it's really cool, and we get a lot of interaction with the people here. The Tottens, in fact, the Tottens come with me. Not all of them. There's one of them, a Samuel Totten. He comes through. I've got him on EVPs. I've gotten him many times. In fact, I got an EVP of him talking. I think it's him in the car. So I'm gonna get more evidence on the Totten lineage, and I'm gonna blow y'all's mind with evidence. I'm gonna show you all the evidence where they talk about a fire, because I have those voices, and I'm gonna show. I'm telling you, I'm gonna uncover that. I've gotten burned. I've gotten fire. I've gotten a number of ones that have passed in the fire. I ask these questions over and over again for a reason, because I like redundant answers. That shows consistency. Okay, well, he's asked that 5 times, and 5 times they said the same answer. That right there gives it so much more validity than you could ever imagine. Like, how do you can't take. So look, you have random radio coming through. Yeah, a yes might come through by chance, on time, at the right time, but it's not going to happen again and again and again and again. repeatedly with the same question, the same timing, same voices, same people over and over. So one thing I've done, Living Dead fam, is that I come to this place and I walk through the cemetery and I come right over here to the Tottens and I start my spirit box session and I start talking to the Tottens. Then I move on over to Jedediah Sturgis. He was also he was in the Civil War. Then I move along to the Stites and I make my way down to the Togs, who I actually mispronounced as Tag, Tague. And when I said, John Tag, are you here? And he said, Tog. He corrected me right away. It's a German name and it's pronounced Tog. I said it wrong.
No.
He corrected me. So I kind of like take the same route when I go here. And I get I get the Tottens, and then as I'm walking away, I get this low voice fella. That's what I refer to him as, the low voice fella. And he always comes through. Then Jed comes through, and it's I do that for a reason, because it takes away the chance. It takes away the randomness of it. You know. We're going to stay in the cemetery when you end this live. Yes. Yeah. I am here by myself. I'm here by myself, and yeah, I was debating. My battery's getting low. I've been threatened in this cemetery. My life's been threatened in this cemetery. I've been told to leave. I've been threatened with being batted. I've been threatened with being stabbed. I've been told to get out, leave. But I also have kids asking me for help. And I'm not a pushover sissy, and I don't scare easily. I'm here for the good people, the good spirits. Um, I can tell you right now, there's good people here that protect me. I know that. The Bethel churchyard, my wife and I, we can't even drive in that direction anymore. Not only can we not go there and investigate, if we even head that direction, we end up in a blowout argument.
Wow.
Yeah. It's something about it's so the one that says the nasty numbers, we know what numbers we're talking about. The evil one. I went back and listened, and she's been coming through since the beginning of my spirit box endeavors, guys. I've been hearing her repeating that shit. I keep seeing some shit out of the corner of my eye here. Over here where they kept saying behind you that one time, like it's somewhere around. It's always over in this area, like behind the pine tree, behind the big memorial statue here. I don't know why, but this is where it really gets electrified. Um, yeah, I'm starting to feel it.
Is there anything in those bushes, Johnny, behind there in the wintertime that you don't see now during the summer and spring?
There's a fence line. There's another headstone down there. There's more. There's actually, I think there are some headstones. And now I haven't even been down there. There's some headstones on the hillside that I haven't even really. Okay, that's a dog barking. Sounded like things get a little funky, get a little weird at night here. That the energy shifts a little bit, but that's true for most places at night, especially places like this. Yeah. Now you see. Now you got me. Now you gave me the freaking heebies.
Sorry.
I always jumps. Well, the one time it sounded like there was a bunch of monkeys in the tree down there shaking the freaking trees. Like it was. I wish we had that recorded. Like my wife and I, we turned around and we were like, "Wow!" It's like we're leaving. Okay, chill. Don't go against me. So don't go again. Yeah, they try to get us arguing, and we're just not going to go there. I talked to Lynn. She thinks time to take a break from that place, and we'll regroup and we'll go back to that later. Once we get a few things ironed out. I am probably going to do a 10-minute session though before I skate on out of here. I got it. You know, I'm here. You know what I mean? I got to. But yeah, guys, like this is what I do, man. This is it. You take it or leave it. You know, those who are with me are with me. We'll have fun and we'll do this journey together, and we'll have a blast while we do it, and we'll meet all kinds of people and spirits, and I'm gonna take you all kinds of places, traveling and investigating, and we'll do it together. It'll be fun. You know, it's and I really so me and Drazo were actually supposed to be right now. We would have been probably investigating somewhere together, but our guide, see, Code's knees fucked up, um, and then I was gonna meet up with another buddy, Too Tough from Tough Crew from Philly.
Look,
So
I
he's
got my.
busy.
Here's my bag.
Yeah, I have a bag packed too. I was almost packed.
I never unpacked it.
Yeah, so in the near future, I'm probably just going to go out that way because there's some places on Long Island that I'm from Long Island. So, you know, I'm going to go visit some places, some people, and we'll hit up some spots. And plus, I want to go to Ground Zero, guys. I want to go to Ground Zero and cut the box open and see what happens. You know, like there's probably a ton of people that have messages to deliver at Ground Zero.
So I'm
So,
wondering what would be better
thank
to
you, Little
do:
Debbie.
go during the day or go in the evening. Like, what would be like the noise level in the city? Like, would it be too much during the day or better at night?
Well, that's that. Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be hit and miss. You never know. Like, I would probably, you know, it makes no difference when you investigate when they come through. They'll come through just as much in the daytime as they would. That's a myth that they don't come through during the day. They come through a lot during the day.
Yeah.
So, yep, we're here for it. Awesome, Jen. Yeah, as long as y'all are here, I'm gonna keep delivering it. You know, like my wife's really starting to have a blast with this, and get sucked in. So yeah, you know, it becomes almost an addiction, because when you meet these people, you almost like have a craving to talk to them. You know what I mean? It's like I want to hear the Tottens. I want to talk to Steve-O. Like I want these interactions. Like it's fun, and they have fun. They said it at the other place. It's fun.
I can't wait to get myself started. I've got my spirit box. I'm ready to go.
All right, guys. I got a little bit of battery. I'm gonna run it, and then once I leave, I get home. You'll know I'm home because I'm gonna post the picture of the headstone growing out of the tree, or the tree growing around the headstone. So y'all will see that, and y'all will know that I'm home, everything's good, and I'm safe. So I will see you guys soon. Wednesday we'll be live again, so I'll be posting some stuff up, guys. I'm gonna start going live more. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
So
definitely got to do that.
smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see y'all real soon.
Bye, guys.